Disney, Warner Bros, Universal Pictures, everyone lost at one point and became losers. Let's check out when and where. Here it is, top 10 hyped movies which doomed. Hello guys, welcome back to Movie Buff. Let's get started. Top 10 The Adventures of Pluto Nash. Production budget 100 million USD. Loss 96 million USD. But 2002's The Action Adventures of Pluto Nash kickstarted a real dive into live action family clunkers. See also Norbit and Meet Dave. It was simply a terrible movie. The sci-fi comedy and didn't receive one breath of a praise, with everyone lambasting the script and humor, acting and visual effects. Its 5% rating on Rotten Tomatoes says it all. Which begs the question, just how did this movie cost so much to make? Top 9 Stealth. Production budget 135 million USD. Loss 96 million USD. You would be forgiven for asking Stealth. This 2005 sci-fi Top Gun and Quick Tale boasted the early 00 rising stars Josh Lucas, Jessica Biel and Jamie Foxx, with the Fast and Furious and Triple X director Rob Cohen behind the camera. Sounds like a solid action film destined for a middling but profitable future. With no real production problems to speak of, Stealth crashed and burned on its own terrible merits, beaten by the likes of Wedding Crashes and Sky High on its opening weekend. Top 8 47 Ronin. Production budget 175 million USD and loss was nearly 98 million USD. Giving a gargantuan budget to a first-time feature film director is a risky move, but this pricelessly what happened here when Universal Studios endowed Carl Rinsich with an eye-watering multi-million dollar check. Rinsich has worked in commercials and state-of-the-art interactive technologies. When he was given the 2013 flick, tellingly, he was removed from the project during the editing process and more footage featuring its star Keanu Reeves was shot. But this couldn't save the samurai fantasy adventure that had critics and audience alike seeking seppuku. The top 7 The Lone Ranger. Production budget 225 million USD. Loss 98 million USD. The 2013 Western form Disney reunited the dream team of Jory Verbinski, Jerry Bruckheimer, and Johnny Depp after numerous highly profitable Pirates of Caribbean installments. This should be a box office gold, right? Not quite. The production ran into trouble, costs escalated, and the whole thing was nearly shut down before it was completed. When it finally hit screens, The Lone Ranger was slammed by critics and shunned by audience. The film wasn't total washout though. It received 2 Oscar nominations for visual effects, makeup and hairstyling. Top 6 Titan AE. Production budget 90 million USD, loss was 100 million USD. An entry that killed a company, in this case Fox Animation Studios, which bravely ventured out into space but collapsed just 10 days after Titan AE's release in 2000. The talented involved is impressive directors Don Bluth and Gary Goldman, writers Joss Whedon and John August, and the voice of Matt Damon, Bill Pullman and Drew Barrymore, but not enough to save Titan AE from lukewarm reviews and a debut opening of number Y at the box office. Top 5 Mars Needs Moms. Production budget 150 million USD and loss was nearly 100 million USD. Disney should have known better than to return to Mars and computer generated imagery, but this is exactly what they did. A year before the disastrous John Carter, the House of Mouse adapted the Barkley breathed picture book of the same name with the mother of all production budgets. Well, certainly very pricey anyway. The reviews weren't great, though not Emoji Movie terrible, and its opening weekend ranks as one of the worst for a movie rolling out nationwide. Top 4 Monster Truck. Production budget 125 million USD, loss was 115 million USD. Kids are problematic for the film industry. The majority of the list is made up with filled children movies, and this one, based purely on a pun, is typical of its genre. 2016's Monster Trucks was to launch a new franchise from Paramount, but after the opening barely scrapped over 10 million at the box office, the film premised crashed. Top 3 John Carter. Production budget was around 263 million USD and loss was around 122 million USD. There are only a few films to top this slice of Disney's sci-fi from 2012 in terms of cost: 2 installments of Pirates of Caribbean, Avengers Age of Ultron, Justice League, and of course superhero epic Avengers Infinity War. John Carter's pedigree solid cast, Oscar-winning Andrew Stanton on directing duties and celebrated source material didn't save it from a critical casting the poor audience turnout. The Mars-based franchise failed to happen for Disney, who then decided to look elsewhere for their science fiction. By the end of the year, they owned Star Wars. Top 2 Sindbad Legend of the Seven Seas. Production budget was around 60 million USD and loss was around 125 million USD. The combined Hollywood weight and talent of Brad Pitt and Mitchell Perferry couldn't save this 2003 DreamWorks animated movie from drowning. Sindbad Legend of Seven Seas wasn't received too poorly. In fact, it did garner some positive comments, but audience weren't interested in old-fashioned cartoons after the massive ripples caused by Pixar's Finding Nemo released just months previously. As a result, DreamWorks animation almost sank without trace. The company abandoned traditional hand-drawn films and sought safe harbor in computer-generated animation. The next offering was Shrek 2 and the Madagascar franchise began soon after. Top 1 King Arthur Legend of the Sword. Production budget 175 million and loss was around 150 million. Probably best known for featuring a woeful appearance from former footballer David Beckham, Guy Ritchie's Turkey came with a surprisingly high budget. Warner Bros. Were keen to kickstart a new franchise based on the Arthurian legend with actor Charlie Hunnam fronting, but this was not to be their sword in the stone. King Arthur Legend of the Sword opened in the US to just 15 million and received a clunking 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe they should get Beckham to bend those figures. So that's it for the video. If you want to know more about movie news, do subscribe to our channel and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Thank you.